watching New York One, news all morning.
School Chancellor Harold Levy is set to disclose details of his plan to revamp bilingual education in the city. Yesterday, the mayor made his own recommendations on the issue. Our education reporter, J.D. LaRocque, has more.
Mayor Giuliani said he wanted to radically reform bilingual education. But on Monday, he released a plan that doesn't go as far as some expected. The mayor is not calling for full-scale English immersion classes across the board. However, he does want parents to have the option of enrolling their children in intensive English classes.
For people to get the benefit of America who come here from other places, in order to get the benefit of America, they have to really, in addition to keeping their own culture, they have to learn American culture. And they have to learn the American language and be able to use it effectively.
When more than 50% of our children in bilingual programs are not transitioning into the mainstream classroom within 3 years, which is the state standard, the system is failing those kids.
The mayor's task force also wants an accelerated program for bilingual ed students so most can get out within 3 years. It's calling for an expanded bilingual summer school program and measures to recruit, train, and certify more bilingual ed teachers. Finally, the task force wants a system of informed parental consent, so parents, not schools, have the final say as to whether their kids should be placed in bilingual ed. Latino advocates who had feared massive cuts to existing programs say they haven't reviewed the plan in detail. But so far, they like what they see.
It seems like these folks are wanting to improve on what we have, and to that extent, or to the extent that they're not saying let's do away with bilingual education, that the framework that they're following is a good one.
Schools Chancellor Harold Levy served on the mayor's task force. He says he agrees with the recommendations, but also plans to offer others. Sources say Levy intends to endorse a number of reforms proposed by Manhattan Board of Ed member Irving Hamer. They include better programs for older bilingual ed students, an end to the practice of moving students between bilingual ed and English as a second language programs, better services for students in bilingual ed and special ed, and new tests to measure student progress.
We want the children to speak English. On that, there is no disagreement.
Latino advocates say they'll meet with members of the Board of Education to make sure there are no last-minute changes. If the Board of Ed approves the reform plan, it could become official city policy this September. In Manhattan, J.D. LaRocque, New York One.